Hi everyone, David here from Kinetica. So today I would like to share something very interesting that we've developed here. And it is something that helps us to operate the day-to-day at Kinetica. Now, whenever you're running an outbound campaign or a GTM agency for that matter, where you have to run many outbound campaigns, you have to do a few things day to day. And these things are you have to make sure which campaigns are running well, which campaigns are not running well. Where's the livability going strong? Where are the problems, and where do I have to change and rotate the inboxes? Where do I have to replenish leads? Where do I have to stop campaigns, etc., etc. Right? So the thing is, like, some people might think, oh, okay, I just have a few campaigns, I put them up, I see which ones works best, and then I just fill up the leads for the ones that works best, right? But if you really want to get the best results possible, you have to tweak on all these controls all the time, constantly, all the time. Like basically every day you have to tweak something in order to get really the best results possible. And now this is something that of course takes a lot of time if you want to do this manually. So we developed here something at Kinetica, and I think it's quite unique, and it really helps us a lot in this process. So I would love to show you how this works. So we have three routines every day that check the analytics of our sequencers, of our email sequencers, check the analytics of our LinkedIn, and check the analytics of all the mailboxes, all the email infrastructure that we have. So they collect all this data, then store it into Supabase, which is a database that we use. So that's one skill or one routine actually here. Then we have the second routine, which takes all this information and puts it into Slack in different channels. And in these channels, we see what is performing well, what is not performing well, what do we have to change, etc. And then we have a last routine that goes again to these Slack channels and sees the comments that we have done on these specific tasks, what we want to change, right? And so let me show you how this looks like actually in practice, because I think it's really cool actually. Now, what you can see on my screen is a few companies, and these are actually like made up names right now because obviously I cannot show the data of our real companies here, right? So I told Claude just to create some made up ones, but the setup is the same, right? The structure and the idea is exactly the same. So what we see here, so first of all, we have client status versus success. This one actually I really like the most because it gives us a score of where we are right now on this lead and how far away are we from what we want to achieve. So you can see a score, and the score is mostly influenced by the amount of leads that we are producing for this client, right? And you can see in this case, 105 a month from 80, right? So in this case, we defined that 80 leads per month would be the goal that we want to reach. And we have surpassed this goal, right? We are right now reaching 105. And then the score is particularly high in this case, but it depends on the amount of positives. Also, it depends on how long are we working already with the client, because of course it always takes some months actually in order to get to message market fit. And because once you have message market fit, then really the amount of positives goes up and up and up, and you can really scale from there. But so that's the idea, right? We define, okay, how many positives do we want to have for this client? We have actually like a calculation there where we look at their average client value, we look at their sales cycles, we look at the closing rate, and etc. Basically all the different metrics that you need in order to define what is actually the cost per lead and what is the amount of leads that you need in order to have ROI. Because obviously this is lead generation, right? And you have to have ROI in order to do this, right? I mean, it has to make sense. As I say, there always has to be the message market fit first found, and for some companies it goes faster, for some companies it takes longer, but that's always there. So when we define this, we have we have the goal, the number that we want to reach, and this is what you can see here. And then we show this also on the email side, we show this on the LinkedIn side. So we always look at the last 30 days, we look at the last 7 days, and also show you how many emails we have been sending. Then we have another part where we look at, well, would it make a difference if we scale the infrastructure, right? If we don't send out 20, 30, 50 or whatever, but go to 100,000 emails per month, then this would also calculate how this influences everything. And then you can just see here also some other cases, right? And we try to make it as simple as possible with this traffic light kind of symbols to see, okay, where are we, where things are going good, where things are not going good. And you can see here also some examples where it's not going good. I mean, as I said, these are all made up companies, but it's just to demonstrate how this works, right? So this is the one thing here. And there's actually not really anything to do. You just look at this, you realize, okay, where do we have to change the triggers, and then you work on it, right? Basically, some of it you can also like influence in the other channels that I just will show here right now. But in this particular channel, there isn't anything that we can write and Claude then changes anything, right? Because I mean, it just shows us the status. Now let's go to the other ones, because here it becomes interesting. Now, stop, leave, scale. So what this does is it looks at the companies and the campaigns and figures out, okay, which are going very well and which ones we should scale actually here, right? I mean, to be honest, in this demonstration right now, 1 per 833 is not the best, but I mean, as I said, this is just a demonstration, right? The real numbers would be a little bit different, but in any case, so we see the campaigns that we leave. We see the campaigns where we say, okay, something is going particularly well. So I mean, actually here, let's see right now. Yeah, I mean, 1 per 50, for example, is fantastic, right? I mean, this is right now the LinkedIn side, so I mean, it's okay, but it would be on the email side, you 1 per 50 emails sent out, this would be really good. And this is definitely something that we want to scale up, right? So then there are other ones that we want to pause, or that we want just to take out of the system, right? Now, another one is client leads fill up, right? So here we also show how many leads are left still and how many days do we have still left and where do we have to do something. So you can see here is the red symbol. We have to feed now. We have to get more leads here into this one. Yeah, I mean, this is, I think, pretty straightforward, right? It just shows where there are leads left and where we should add others. Then we have client deliverability. And now what happens here is it shows us which inboxes are in the warm-up score below 97 and which ones we should rotate out because of that, because we know that the probability that they're actually landing is very low. We look also not just at the warm-up score, but also at how many total replies actually have been delivered by this domain. And if it is like really low, then yes, we have to rotate it out. We keep it then on the warm-up and can then put it back in after some time if it's working well, right? And now the thing is that here I have all this information, but now what I can say is, hey, rotate out Cobalt sales net, warm-ups tanked, and don't want to drain and CISO down. So this is basically the way how I would then, I just in a subthread reply to Claude and say, okay, do this, rotate these out. And then this other routine, so this is what I mentioned at the beginning, right? This other routine would pick this up and then actually perform the task, right? Really do this rotation, this inbox rotation, right? And the same thing goes for filling up the leads. The same thing goes for stopping campaigns, right? Everywhere the action get actually performed by Claude itself. Now, the last one is client daily disconnect. And here in client daily disconnect, what we have here is companies where the emails have been disconnected, and therefore we want to connect them, obviously again, right? So this is something that happens in cold email when you have a lot of different inboxes. Sometimes they by themselves actually get disconnected from the systems, and then you have to connect them as well. So as you can see, there are many different parameters, many different variables that determine if a campaign really will succeed or not. And there are so many different kind of tweaks that we can do in order to squeeze out most of it, and really to squeeze out everything that is possible out of this. Hope this was useful for one or the other here. So maybe you want to build something like this yourself, and you got a little bit inspiration here. Of course, if you would like that we help you to build this, feel free to reach out to us, and happy to do so. I mean, if you're one of our clients, and this is rather something that happens in the background, so something that you don't really have to worry about, right? Because we will take care of all these details, right? Our clients normally are not even aware that we have to look at all these points here, and I think this is also one of the reasons why some people don't really realize the complexities that you have in cold email and outbound, because they're simply not aware that there are all these things that you can look at and should actually look at if you really want to get the best results possible. Anyway, that's it for today. I just wanted to share this. We've been building this here at Kinetica, and it really helps us immensely. Hopefully this helped you as well. Thanks. All the best. Bye-bye.